I see the CHP is the lead agency, but are other agencies and like is the LAPD also involved in this?
The LAPD was very much involved for majority of this, and then they sort of switched off. I'm going to say, and I'm going to pull in Larry, our director, as well. No, this is going the wrong direction.
Wrong way on Glen Oaks, and yeah, he's looking at these shopping centers. He keeps going through these shopping centers, through these parking lots. I wonder if he's got a plan on when, on perhaps footbailing in a store. We've seen that before, where they get into a shopping mall or a crowded grocery store or something like that, try to blend in. But a lot of forays into big parking lots.
Exactly. But it's only been right here, Mark. When they went through Burbank, they couldn't figure out their footing. So then they got back onto the 5 North. So they were right by the Burbank Center, by the restaurants, by the AMC Theater, and then they went back onto the freeway. So again, they've been kind of moving around. But again, you're right. It does seem like they should want to get out of the vehicle and kind of jump, but they are really going through some residential areas now.
This is trouble. This is
no
trouble.
Kidding. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, these residential streets, they're narrow.
And they don't have their lights on all the time.
Yeah, the lights aren't on. And if you're in this area of Herrick and Beaver Street in Sylmar, just anywhere within about a mile of this area, please stay in your home. Please don't come out onto the street, and keep your doors and windows locked. If you really want to keep an eye on this pursuit, you should keep an eye on it through the ABC7 app, or any of the ways that you watch ABC7 on our streaming channel, our streaming service, because you don't want to be out on the street. There could be an accident. You don't want to have your doors open or unlocked, because they could come into your house trying to get away from the police. And the best way to do it is to just make sure that you're safe as this pursuit continues. The CHP, again, still the lead agency on these surface streets here. This is Bradley Avenue in Sylmar, now kind of circling and going through this neighborhood, and it seems, Colleen, like he slowed down a little bit.
It does, but I also think it's because they're probably not very familiar with this area. And I keep wondering, do they know how to use this car? If this is a stolen SUV, when did they steal this SUV? Was this SUV, it was stolen out of Texas, or was it stolen in Texas, dropped here? And so you just never know the actual chronological chain of events on why these two people are driving the car today in Los Angeles and why they are not pulling over. But they don't seem like they have a clear path to where they want to go, other than just keep driving.
Yeah, luckily slower now, but every time they go through an intersection, there's the potential for cross traffic or pedestrians.
Yeah, and I constantly think about, kids riding their bikes. It's not super late right now. So this is a time when kids are they're at their sports practices, they're getting out. Some will be, it's amazing that this neighborhood's very dark. What I'm noticing is there's not a lot of street lamps here. So, and with the car not having their lights illuminated, it makes it for even more concerning situation.
Right. I'm going to see if I can pull the map up of this area and see if there are any dead-end streets, because that can bring a quick end to a pursuit.
No kidding. But, we see the night sun on this car, and but this person, it looks like maybe law enforcement is sort of hanging back, because I don't see, or at least maybe they don't have their lights illuminated to take this driver into custody. But again, it's pretty dark here. They could be in tracking mode to try to keep people, the community safe, and try to lessen the likelihood of this driver really putting the pedal to the metal to go fast, because you can see they are taking this a little slowly, a little more carefully. And this, well, I might have spoken too soon.
And as you say that's the way it always happens. As we say it, look, he's blowing through a stop sign. Every stop sign he blows through, another potential accident, another potential really bad situation that could happen. As we're on San Fernando Road and Astoria Street in Sylmar. Narrow streets, residential. You see a lot of other cars that are out there on these roads. They're narrow, not a lot of room for passing.
What is happening there? I do wonder, are they trying to figure out how to get back to the freeway? Because if they don't know how to, but he does, I shouldn't say he, because I know that the passenger, I believe, is a male, but the driver, I haven't had a good we haven't been able to see the driver. But again, like you said, I think they might be trying to find the freeway. They keep going into weird areas.
Yep.
And
They know the freeway's over there, and
you're right.
they can't get
just
to
can't
it.
get to it. Got it. And of course, your heart skips a beat when they are in residential areas.
Stopping and
here we
foot
go.
bail, Truman Street, Hubbard
Okay,
Avenue,
1, 2.
in Sylmar,
Oh,
both
he's going to
getting
get
out.
hit by his car almost.
All right, taking off across the tracks, the Metrolink tracks.
Ooh,
What's there? What's ahead of them?
who,
Okay, they're on. It's a busy street, Truman Street in Sylmar,
yeah, and it's just
and they're just kind of running across the street. He's got a bag of some sort with him. I can't see the night sun. It's very hard to see.
It's still not. It's hard to see. This is
There
not a
he is.
highly trying to hold his pants up when he was running,
could be.
obviously. And then
And
who
that
knows?
is a weed store.
Oh, is it?
I believe so. I mean, based on the green cross and the name of the
I can see
business.
the green cross.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
right
going
there.
into a
marijuana
dispensary. At least one of them did.
Yeah, and
Don't know where the other one went.
You could see somebody in the other store comes out looking, going, "What on earth is going on here?"
Right.
But again, I mean that leads you to believe there could be danger for whoever is inside this marijuana dispensary. If you have somebody who's trying to get away from the police, and I believe this was the driver.
There he goes.
There he is.
And he's trying to disguise himself. He's all sweaty. Now he's got this white sweatshirt on, gray sweatshirt. He's taking off the dark jacket that he had on when he first got out of the vehicle. One place you don't want to go into if you're a suspect running from the cops is a marijuana dispensary because they all have armed guards.
I was going to say, I think that they are armed, and exactly.
Yeah, there he is. He's there under that tree, trying to hide out from the police. Now trying to look all casual and cool, walking away as if they don't. He thinks they might not see him, but all right, he's going to give up. Arms up, giving up right now. That's a CHP officer there, trying to get him to stop. He's not stopping.
Oh, he is now, Mark, which is good. Ooh,
yeah, they're gonna tackle him. They're not gonna take their chances there. Look at that.
No, and he still fights. He's still fighting. My goodness.
Okay, that's one person. I can't remember now whether that was the passenger or the driver.
I believe that's the driver. That's the driver, and the car was still going, so I thought he was going to get hit by the car. And now the passenger may have gotten away, which would be. I mean, when you have two people there, there's you have more of an opportunity to want to follow the driver.
Yeah, if they ran in different directions.
Yeah, which is
but you
clever.
see a lot of folks arrive. A lot of units arriving on the scene now. Highway patrol vehicles.
Yeah.
Look at all these that are there, and those are all. Looks like they're all CHP.
Yeah, so far at least their uniforms right there. But again, I'm so glad nobody was hurt. I mean, this driver didn't hurt anyone, so that's always a relief. And this did last for quite some time, but again, it looks like this pursuit's over. They're going to obviously check them, see if they have any kind of weapons on them, but
and try to find out what else they may have been involved with. He seemed to have, in addition to that jacket, he had something else around his with him at the time that he bailed out of the vehicle. And that may hold some clues as to whether this was somebody who might have been involved in a burglary, who might have done something else. Are they going to stop the Metrolink right now as they search for that other suspect? Because the train may be coming through, who knows when.
I just don't remember if that other suspect ran to the tracks as well.
I don't think that other suspect did.
Just saw the.
Okay, on the right, we've got, that's video on the right from earlier.
But this is just a moments before. Well, no, that's from Sylmar. I'm trying to see. We're going to probably end up trying to get the video of when they both jumped out of the car. But of course, as we know, it's very hard to turn these videos around really quickly. We're all watching this part. But again, we know this might be the very end, Mark. This one on the right side. This might be just about a minute before they actually did bail out of the car. But there's one suspect.
Yep. The attempted changing of the outfit didn't work. It's hard to defeat the night sun.
Yeah.
And very likely, running in there, being pursued with the night sun glaring down on him as he runs into a marijuana dispensary, all out of breath. I'm sure that he was not welcome there, or in any retailer, in any establishment. Like, what are you doing here? Are you running from the cops? Maybe there was a an admonition to leave, which he took, but he has
But it was sort of,
given up.
yeah, it's unusual that he took the same way that he came in. But again, he was in a pretty, desolate area. There wasn't a lot of people there. So again, so there's the first one.
Okay, first
and
one.
then there's the one that got taken into custody because the
Yeah,
first one has pants.
Yeah, the first one ran across.
But see,
right?
we lose the first one.
Yeah, we lost the first one. We followed this guy with the white socks.
The driver. The driver is the one with the white socks.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just both took off, and maybe one of them is going to get lucky and get away with it, unless the other guy.
We'll find out. I mean, we should know shortly if they have apprehended the second.
I love the little hop, the
little hip hop, skip, and a jump
little
there.
Hop right there.
Maybe he thought he was going to go shopping in there too, or something. I don't know.
Or maybe thought he was finding safe spot for him to take cover. But again, that's not the place to take cover. But again, it looks like it's coming to an end. We of course are going to stay on top of this.
Okay. And what we're going to see here is when the CHP officers got to him, and then the tackle. They took him down. There was no gentle taking down of this individual. He had been walking away from them while they were shouting orders at him, and whoever was in the lead there elected to take him down to the ground, and that was done.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining me as we live stream this pursuit. We're going to have more on Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock, but again, we will bring you back to regular programming. Thanks for staying with us.